Morning everybody, back again on the Aggie. Today is the day, we're going to finish it, going to get it fired up and we're going to get it on the road. So, good being in town, got that spark plug, I just whacked the spark plug in there, it's all good, it's the right one, so that's happy days there. So what I've got to do is I've got to put covers on, got to put the oil tank on, fuel tank, seat, put the drive sprocket for the chain on, tension that up. Yeah, put all the trim on and all that sort of rubbish, and then we'll be ready to start it up. And I'll just make a few adjustments to the throttle cable, the oil pump cable, and also I'll just check the carby's just got the right screw adjustments on it. So I'll quickly start doing all that, and then we'll be ready to fire it up, bleed the oil pump, tune the carby, and just make sure that it's running all right. So I'll start ripping into it. Just installing the airbox and the new elbow that goes from the airbox to the carby. I've done the oil tank, it's on there now, so ready to go. So, chuck the new air filter in it. This has already been oiled up from the feel of it, so I don't have to oil it. Airbox done. So now what I've really got left is just put the chain back on that sprocket. I'll have to de-adjust it to get it on. Put the battery in, reassemble the clutch and cover up the alternator. And then yeah, we'll chuck the seat and the fuel tank on, fill up with a bit of fuel and see what it'll do. Okay, just catch up what I'm doing. So just got the chain and sprocket back on the drive shaft of the engine there. So how I de-adjust the chain, well how it's done on this bike is on both sides you've got this, I guess you call it like a cam almost. There's a castle nut, you take the split pin out, take the castle nut off, you loosen this lock nut, then you knock this part up and there's one on the other side of the thing as well. And then I just gave the back of the wheel a kick and it moves it forward, and that's how you adjust your chain. And then to adjust the chain to make it tight, go the other way and that'll cam around and lock itself and tighten the chain up. So I'll put the nut on there now and the washer, and I'll tension that up, and then yeah, we'll be getting close to starting it up then. Alright, just put the nut on. It's got a lock washer on there. You bend the little tabs up on that so it doesn't fall off, which was the original problem that happened. This nut fell off and the sprocket come off and chewed that shaft up. That's why we had to do all the work. So that's tensioned. You got to tension that to 55 Newton meters. So now I've got to adjust this chain and tension, or not tension it so much, but get like the tension right. There's like a little inspection hole there where you can see the chain. Yamaha reckons that you need to have between 20 and 30 mil of slack in the chain. So what I'll do is I'll do what I was talking about before with those little cam tabs down here, push them back, and that'll bring the wheel back, and that'll in turn tighten the chain up, which it already has slightly. So I'll do the same on the other side and get that all tensioned. Alright, so I finished tensioning the chain up. That's all good now, it's all set. I've oiled it up. I've just put this cover back on, which goes over the drive sprocket, the clutch rod, and starts making a housing for the alternator. So what I've got to do now is I was just adjusting the clutch cable up at the handle. She's pretty worn out, so she's not flash, but you've also got to adjust the push screw down here. So there's like a little grub screw inside that. So what you need to do is adjust it out, and then you just adjust it in until you feel it just go firm on the push rod for the clutch, and then you just tighten up the lock nut, and that's all you have to do. There's no clearance or anything, it's just until it touches. If you wanted to, you could have like a slight bit off it, just so it's not pushing anything on the clutch and letting it slip. So I'm going to do that now. Also, there's like with the clutch mechanism inside here, when you're pulling on the clutch handle, you'll see the arm like rotate up like that. So with that, it needs to come up, according to the book, it needs to come up 7 centimeters of pivot, but I don't know how necessary it is. I just adjusted as best I could because obviously being so old, this handle's pretty clacked out and the cable's obviously stretched a bit, so I'm sort of making do with what I've got. So I'm going to adjust this clutch up, the clutch adjustment up there, and then I'll put the cap back on the alternator, and then yeah, I'll put the seat in the tank back on, and then we'll be really close to starting it then. Filled up the oil tank, put the battery in, got the fuel tank on, seats on. Dad just chucked some petrol in it. So yeah, we'll try and start it up and see whether or not it'll start. And pretty much as soon as it's running though, I've got to bleed the oil pump, so I can't have it running. I won't be able to like give it a rev or anything. I'll just have to bleed that pump straight away, I think. So we'll see what happens.
It'll probably take a bit to come up through.
as you would have seen, had the engine running on it, on the motorbike. Also, you would have seen me bleed the oil pump, so I undid the screw, let the oil flow out, had the cable pulled up on it all the way so that the pump was at full pressure, let it bleed until all the air bubbles had come out, put the screw back in, all good. It was also pretty smoky. A lot of that smoke would have been from the engine lube burning out of the cylinder, so that's no drama. I took it for a quick squirt and that's all cleared up. Yeah, it seems to be going pretty good, but I haven't rode it in about 6 years, so I can't really compare it. But it does seem to be running quite nicely, and Dad reckons it sounds better and seems to be going a bit better, so that's a good thing. So I've checked over the oil's in it, and yeah, just give it a quick check over, make sure it's all still good. Yeah, we'll take it for a quick squirt now. A couple of other little things I'd like to do to it, but we'll worry about that down the track. Quiet as with the muffler. Alrighty, just took it for another squirt, as you would have seen. Yeah, running pretty good, pretty quiet now with that muffler on too, so that is nice. So yeah, that's pretty much finished. As I said, there's a couple of little things I'd like to do to it, but I'm not going to worry about videoing them. I just want to like secure that battery a little bit better and maybe get a couple of lenses for those indicator lights. But other than that, she's pretty much done. I might even get a new seat one day, see how we go. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody. Hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope that if you've found these videos trying to work on your own ag bike, on your Yamaha 100, they've been really helpful, because I struggled to find so much information on them. I don't know why, you just cannot find it on the net. There's a few videos, but they're pretty average. So hopefully you found this helpful if you're doing work on yours. And yeah, so I'll thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. And remember, if your motorbike doesn't have a motor, it's just a bike.